Welcome to my first check-in for my happiness project of 2019. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my happiness project setup video where I talk about what it is, what I'm going to be doing, and how you can get more information about this type of project. My birthday is December 30th, so my years always start with like an extra fresh feeling because it's both the new year of my life and a new year on the calendar. But if you have a birthday that isn't directly on the new year, you can also use that as a launching point for a happiness project if you miss out on a new year and you really want to get that new year energy. The first thing I do every month is fill in my monthly goals page with what I want to get done. And to do this, I kept in mind my happiness project focus as well as all the habits that I had scheduled for the month of January. Each of these blocks are just spaces for me to write down goals in, and then I'm going to go in and fill in progress underneath throughout the month. So I sat down on December 31st and I looked at what I had gotten done during that month and what I wanted to get done next month. And I tried to write them roughly in priority order, but it's hard to do this unless you really work out priority on a separate piece of paper first. Sometimes your mind just doesn't sort them the right way. The next thing I did was prepare to be very busy and very productive. I prepped some food, I tidied up my closet and got rid of excessive clothing. And you may recognize this has the KonMari stamp all over it. I binged that show so hard, and though I had already done a decluttering session at the end of December, I still managed to find things to get rid of. I also simplified my meal plans by having a lot of green smoothies. They look gross, and some of them taste gross, but it's a good way and a quick way to consume a lot of leafy greens and get vitamins and fiber into your body without too much trouble. Part of keeping balance in my life this year is looking ahead to plan out goals in advance so I'm not cramming things into 1 month that really should take 2 months or more. So I'm starting on a draft for my 2018 NaNoWriMo novel in January, but I plan to finish it at the end of February. And the first step for that was to finalize my outline. I had taken what I'd written in NaNoWriMo 2018, summarized it back into an outline, and then made a bunch of edits. So when I go back through for my second draft, I know exactly what needs to be where. Hey guys, it's the beginning of week 2 of January and I just wanted to check in. So this past week I did a lot of writing, which was not my focus for the month. My focus for the month was coding or programming, so I might need to reevaluate my writing goals or knock down the 5,000 minutes to maybe 4,000 or even 3,000, which would be about an hour a day at 3,000. So that might be more realistic and it might be better to knock it down now rather than waiting until halfway through the year when I've finally accepted that it's not a reasonable goal. I think I'll give it another week and see if I'm able to catch up or if it's just too much time. But other than that, things have been going well. I've been staying on task very well. I've got almost all of my daily habits done every day. I think one of the ones I struggled with was going outside, as weird as that sounds. The first day, I think it was the first day of January, I was not at work, so I didn't have a reason to leave the house, and I just didn't make a reason. So this past weekend, I actually set a timer and made myself walk around outside until the timer went off. Ultimately, first week went very well. I'm very excited to see what I accomplish this week, but first I gotta go to work. So I'll see you later. duck, go. Oh, he's so cute. Week 2 is when I actually started to focus on programming like I was supposed to from the beginning of the month, and it totally paid off. I got quite a bit done on the game UI. There's still quite a bit to do because there's a lot of pieces, but I'm pretty satisfied with my progress. However, I did start to feel the pressure. I was starting to get behind in other things because even after being mindful of this problem, I still put way too much on my plate, way more on my plate than I can realistically do in the time that I have. And it's a problem that I'm just gonna keep having to face again and again until I make some kind of progress on it. You might think that going outside every day, breathing the fresh air and seeing the sunlight, and also my evening meditation practice would help with these types of feelings of being overwhelmed. But the problem is really much higher up than that. The problem is that I'm assigning too much to myself in the first place. So the relaxing that I'm doing feels like another responsibility on top of an already full schedule of responsibilities. And I'm working on it, you know. We all have things that we need to improve on, and this is mine. Okay guys, I'm just gonna check in with my happiness project a little bit. Today is the 17th, and I wanted to check in at the 15th exactly halfway, but I didn't quite make that. So, just to go over what I've been doing, I have been meditating every single day for at least 15 minutes as my it wasn't part of my initial goal, but it became a goal later throughout the month. And then I've relaxed the rules of my get in bed by 11 rule. So the wording of that would imply that I have to physically be in the bed at 11 p.m. So I've been giving myself a little bit of leeway where if I'm on the way to bed, like brushing my teeth, changing into my pajamas, whatever, as long as I am going to bed and not getting distracted by anything else before 11, it counts. And so that also has been really good. I did miss my stretching once or twice. And then, what was the other one? The going outside for 10 minutes every day during the daytime, so in the sunlight, hopefully, also has been going pretty good. I rely a lot on my commute because I commute outside and that counts for me. On Saturdays and Sundays it's really hard because I'm not commuting. So what I've been doing is actually setting a timer and going out into the backyard with the dog until the timer goes off. It seems kind of silly that I have to do it that way just to go outside, but you know, whatever works. And another thing that I've probably already talked about on this video is that my 5K minutes per month is absolutely a ridiculous, unreachable goal. I kind of thought that I would do my best on the weekdays and get 2 hours a day and then catch up on the weekends, but it turns out that maybe 1 or 2 hours is like tops what I can do per day, just because after work I'm so tired. I need to eat dinner, I need to clean the house, you know, there's all kinds of things that come up. If I look at the time that I have at home after work, there's plenty of time, but when I start to take into account all the things that I need to do to keep my life running and not overwork myself, 5,000 minutes a month is too much. So that's the update. I'm just about to go to work and then I'll be home and I'll be doing more work. I've also started this 100 heads challenge in 10 days, so I'm drawing 10 human heads every day. Mostly the faces. I haven't really been doing anything with like the hair and stuff. It's hard. It's really hard. I'll have a whole video for that, so you'll be able to watch that on its own. But goodness, it's hard. It turns out I need a lot more practice than I thought. So that experiment's gonna be fun to see the end result. I think I'm only 4 days in now, so about halfway through, and I'm already seeing some improvement, which is good. I was worried that I would just suck the entire way through. That doesn't usually happen when you're practicing something, but it's always a fear I have. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll check in again later in the month, and we'll see how my happiness project is going then. Hello, just a quick update. It's pretty cold out here, so I'm not going to talk for long, but this week has been going pretty well. I don't think I filmed any vlog stuff this week, unfortunately. Today is January 25th, so we're almost done with the month. Just a few days left, 5 or 6 days, 6 days, right? Something like that. I am pretty close to finishing all of my goals. My habits have been going well. I don't think I missed any habits this week. I might have missed stretching in the morning once. One thing I've noticed is that routines are really important for me, so if I mess up a routine, if I do something different, it kind of throws my other habits under the bus. So that's something to keep a lookout for in future months. And I cut my hair. You can tell it's much shorter now, or maybe you can't tell. I think I kept it up before. A bonus for me is that my day job work has been really light, pretty much for this entire year so far. There was a little bit of bustle at the beginning, but it's very relaxed, so I'm not bringing that stress home with me, which is a huge help. But yeah, I'm gonna get on my bike, go to work, and check in with you later. I'll try to remember to film more this weekend because it is the last weekend, and I want to make sure I get something good for you guys. Hey guys, I'm here to kind of close out my January happiness project check-in video, and I'm pretty excited. I got almost all of my habits done every single day this month. The only two that didn't quite get a perfect record were going outside every day for 10 minutes and then stretching in the morning. For whatever reason, I never quite integrated that into my routine, so it was something I actually had to remember, and if I wasn't going out on my bicycle a particular morning, I would often forget to actually do my stretching. So I'm pretty proud. I did not think I would do quite as well as I did, especially not with the bedtime, but the bedtime actually seemed to be the best habit I picked for this month, because I didn't really have a schedule before. I would just kind of go to bed when I was done working, which was often very late. I'm going to keep up the bedtime thing, and I might even try to make it a little bit earlier. I think I set up my February habit tracker to be 10:30. Not sure how well that's gonna go because that is really early for me, but I do need the sleep. I often do not get enough sleep. Like 5.5, 6 hours is like my average, which is really bad. So I'm gonna try and really work on it even through February. As for my project for the month, which was finish version 1 of an app I'm working on, I think I got there. There's one little piece that I would have liked to get done, but I have a working app, and I'll actually show it to you here, and I'll actually pull it up. So what this app does is it lets you add different projects and color code them, and then you can add tasks to those projects that are flagged with a start date and an end date, and then you can view all of your projects and all of your tasks on a Gantt chart. This isn't a huge feature set, but when you think about the custom views I had to work on and all of the different pieces that I had to do, in some ways I'm thinking of it as a portfolio piece, so kind of showcasing my abilities as an Android developer, and I'm pretty proud. And the only thing I didn't get done was the ability to track how much of a certain task you've gotten done, so like either a percentage or some kind of custom unit. Like if you're tracking writing, you could track it in pages written or words written. I didn't quite get the progress tracking done, but that's the only thing. Everything else I got done. So I'm gonna check that off as done. Similarly, meditation went very well. I have a streak on my Calm app going every single day the month of January, and I plan to continue that. I really don't want to break my streak. I feel like I might, since it's not my focus for February, but I'm going to try my best to maintain it. So the last thing to cover is the 5,000 minutes goal. So what I did for that was I tried to use what I'm already doing every day, like how much actual work time am I getting to after I eat dinner and do everything else I need to do. And about 2 hours was how much work I can get done on a good day. Now, I don't necessarily want to do all 2 hours on the same project every single day all month, so my estimate I'm using is an hour and a half every day, but what I could do is kind of shift the hours from one day to another, so I could do more on weekends if I want to take a little bit of time to do something else during the week. And what I ended up with was a total goal of 3,000 minutes. So that's going to be my goal for February. I'm going to adjust all my numbers and see how I do on that. And February's focus is going to be writing, so I think it's going to be a little bit easier because there's not as much time to get set up on writing, so kind of the barrier to entry is lower. So now all I need to do is get my journal set up for February in terms of my happiness project and go fill in my goals for what I want to get done, keeping in mind my focus and my 3,000 minutes goal and everything like that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I worked really hard on this one, you guys. Filming a vlog throughout an entire month is quite a challenge, and I kept forgetting to actually get the camera out and vlog things. You know, just trying to get everything recorded and edited as I go, along with actually doing the work I was meant to be recording, was quite a bit. So hopefully February is a little bit easier now that I found my groove, but we'll see. I'll be back next month with another check-in, but in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see some journaling videos, less frequent art videos, and you know, whatever else I feel like is useful and kind of part of this productivity journaling optimization journey. Thanks again, and I hope to see you next time.